Hi, Jeremy Cordeaux in the Court of Public Opinion. I'm just on air here to let you know that we'll be live streaming the Court of Public Opinion every Friday between 9 o'clock and 12 on jeremycordeaux.com. Please join us. We'd love to have you.
On the show.
Hey Adelaide, it's your boy Con from Brighton Trophy Centre.
Follow my team. You ready, mate?
Party people.
And now it's time, live from the Oscar Studios, it's Best Team Men.
I got hacked. Some guy in Pakistan. You know, hacked from the pack. Yeah. We're back with a jam-packed show. Yes. Absolutely jammed. Andy, what's the difference between peanut butter and jam? Con. No. Boys, how are we? Very well. Awesome.
I think we're both overcoming some sort of illness. I'm on the back end of it. Andy's had a bad week. And the great thing is we've walked into Ozcast, just pressed record. We haven't had to wait for ages. My parking hasn't run out or anything.
Yeah. Hasn't been 40 minutes delayed at all by me. I was getting prepared for next week's show.
Yeah, but we're here. We're here. It's great. Con and Lena at Brighton Trophy Centre. Go check them out. Absolute legends. You'll hear more about them later on. And we've got to give a shout out to one of the little Cons.
Yeah, Tom Con. He graduated. Yeah, so I saw Con and Lena were very proud of him, and so they should be. So they put up a lot of videos and photos of his graduation. And
not only that, they also put up a photo of Con wearing socks which had our heads on them.
That's right. Yeah. Beautiful looking socks, those ones. I've still got yours at home.
Yeah, thanks for bringing him in.
That's the right sock mob.
Yeah. I know, well, it's true to form. We're never going to see the socks, which is okay.
That's right.
To Stavros at Minded Movement, you're a legend, you're a professional tooth cleaner. And to Shifty Lizard. So we've got some news over the next coming weeks about Shifty Lizard, which is very, very exciting. For the people who didn't get the in-joke at the very start of our intro, we're not going to reflect on it. It's just there, the very start. So we're just going to... just move on. We've got a big show again, guys.
We have on the show.
You've been pumping something up for the past few days, which I think you need to get to straight away. We will have the games. We will have the checks in the mailbag. And we will do lots of other favourite things. But Maddie, you've been messaging saying, I've got the best story to tell you. Andy and I have the best story. Now, last time you said that, it was the worst story. So you've got this real tendency of building something up.
And that's why I'm going to let Andy tell this one. Oh, this is great. Because what usually happens with stand-up comedians is that this is a funny story coming up, guys, and it just bombs hard. Me and Maddie were having a meeting here on Monday in the afternoon. And
thanks for inviting me.
Yeah,
I
knew that was coming. We just thought we'd all have separate meetings.
No,
that's right.
Yeah, I'm going to be really flat like Maddie was for the next 48 hours. We didn't take it to the other.
I'm going to have a meeting with myself after this show. There's 5 of you here. Welcome.
That's a party.
Imagine that T-shirt. Just be anyway. It's cardboard.
Yeah.
We had this meeting here in the office, and we're sitting here, and then all of a sudden he's meh. I was like, "There's no forklifts in here backing up," and turns out the fire alarm went off.
Oh no.
And we didn't know what to do because can't say we've really run the old fire plan here for a little while.
Yeah, you can tell.
Yeah, but when
feels like there's been a few fires in here though.
But because it's such an old building, the alarms are so old.
Yeah,
so it just sounds like a phone on a country practice calling.
Yeah,
that sort of old school thing, and everyone's sort of like poking their heads out of their offices, going.
What do we do here?
Yeah, well, what's going on? Is there a thing? Is there any wardens? And we
Excuse me, sir. Can you please locate the nearest warden?
Yes, that guy with the red hat. So literally, we packed up and walked out and didn't come back.
You didn't come back?
No. So we're still lost.
Yeah, right. So the meeting hasn't finished. You're on a finish.
But the funny thing is there's obviously some protocol in place because as we were walking out, people were teaming out the building.
Yeah.
And there was one guy, there's always one guy who's takes it upon himself to just lead the pack.
All right, guys, let's come over here.
Yeah, he was literally,
alphabetical order and in height size.
it was this guy, and he was like, okay, we have to congregate in this area over here. So anyway, we're walking out, and we're streaming out with all these people, and they get out the front doors, and they're going to their allocated area. But Andy and I wanted to go and complete the meeting. So we've walked off, and Andy's got a backpack on. And all these people
sus as.
Black t-shirt.
It literally,
Yeah.
it literally looked like I'd set the fire off.
Great.
Or we'd hooked up something not nice. Yeah. And we'd walked out of the building and tried to get away slowly but surely.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's not good. But everything's okay now.
Everything's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, it was really weird. We were sitting outside Ozcast waiting for you for about 12 hours, and then we were overhearing someone else's conversation. I've got this weird thing where, everybody loves to eavesdrop, right?
Yeah.
So
Well, that's what podcasting is really, isn't it?
that's exactly right. You're just a fly on the wall in everyone's conversation,
All
guys.
right,
If you
radio.
want to invest in podvertising, make sure you get in touch with Ozcast.com.
Forget radio.
Yeah, so funny. On the start of Marty Sheargold's podcast, he basically does a pre-record. So in their podcast, it's a highlights of their radio show, but you do a live intro to it. So you say, coming up on the podcast, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
On the podcast.
show, yeah.
So he just says, podcasting is the future. Radio's a dying industry. And he's like, host the Melbourne Breakfast Show.
Well, the funny thing is, I remember him and Tim Blackwell both would talk about how shit podcasting is and why they would even bother doing it and why they do it in the first place, and it's not the future.
Tim Blackwell now has a podcast.
Yeah, it's
Andrew
like-
Bogut has a podcast now, and he used to shit can podcasting.
Yeah, Joe Rogan has a podcast now, like all these other people that I don't know that you're talking about. Who's Andrew Bogart? He was a composer, wasn't he? Yeah, I think he was. Classical
He's an
music.
actor.
Yeah.
Humphrey's his dad.
Oh. Did you ever see Humphrey Bieber? Yeah.
Yeah. So Saturday was really weird for me. I spent most of Saturday night at the Women's and Children's Hospital, which is you feel. It's really difficult to say your true feelings when you're in there because you feel kind of selfish. Like, have you been in there before? The Women's and Children's?
No, just in I've delivered a couple of boxes there, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, okay, so different reasons we're there for. I'm not there for a good time.
But g'day guys, here's you for a good time.
No one ever goes there to go, what are you doing today? Let's do something fun and go to the Women's and Children's.
Absolutely not.
So I was at home and I almost want to do this as part of the 10-second game that you introduced last round because I can guarantee you I'm going to win.
Okay.
Just as long as I can refer to Saturday night. So there's a technicality, okay?
Okay, that's
so
fine.
I don't mean to try and introduce a game like this, but I think this is the best way to do it. Before we go into it,
So will I have to revoice last Saturday night in 10?
can you please set up this game?
Yeah, so we get 10 seconds each to give a quick snapshot of what we did last night, or in Jared's case, Saturday night.
Yeah.
And the most interesting one, as voted by us, will get to tell the whole story.
Yeah, and you might stitch me up here and not vote mine as the most interesting. There's a fair chance of that.
Well, I was going to say, there's no one here to actually judge it. Last week it was Con.
That's right.
This week an empty seat.
We'll
so
see
what happens.
how we go. I'll
Yeah.
go last,
Okay.
but let's go the intro, Andy.
10 seconds until you got.
10 seconds.
Yeah, 10 seconds. 10 seconds.
10 seconds.
10 seconds. 10 seconds to what?
It's last night in 10. That's really impressive that you got Cartman to actually voice part of that.
It's pretty good, guys.
So,
It's good, guys, and get hand.
I reckon I used to do a really good Mr. Hanky. You know Mr. Hanky? Do you want to try it?
On the toilet lid, or you mean your
the
voice?
voice. I'll try. You know what he said? Howdy ho. Okay. Is that all right?
Wow, yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know
not
what's
bad.
better, that or the Metropolitan Plumbing.
Oh, yeah.
What? Yeah, that is pretty
But
good.
I thought you were talking about the guy who did the voiceover, which is a whole new conversation.
No.
Okay, so Matty, you go first. We'll fire off the 10-second countdown, and good luck, because nothing's going to beat my story.
Last night, I tried to make my wife's day by buying her chocolate and lollies, and I gave her a little scavenger hunt at home, and then I had to go to footy training, and then at footy training, I had to run most of the sessions because Lindsay Thomas... What, was it a scavenger hunt?
You said scavenger.
Did I?
Which is
So I was
different.
trying to talk...
Can you find the scab?
Yeah. And then you said training because Lindsay Thomas. Like, that just leads off into... Yeah, not bad. That's not bad.
Yeah, well, there you go. Yeah, okay.
All right, so I guess you're waiting for me?
Yes.
All right. Here we go. All right, last night it was the end of my sickness, so I was still feeling a bit shit. And I had to look after all the kids, so I did all the pickup, all the childcare pickup. And your story's going to be way better.
Okay. Oh, there's a lot to get into 10 seconds here.
Do
but
you
I'm
need to
gonna-
do a breathing exercise to get into it? I'll play one of my podcasts.
Yeah, can you please do the grip the thing with your hand?
Massive fist.
Okay.
Open your mouth wide.
All right, this is last Saturday night. Go, Andy. So I called my mum to see how everything was going. She said, just to let you know, your brother-in-law has to have his finger chopped off. And I'm like, oh, no, I have to take my daughter to the Women's and Children's Hospital. We were there till about 3 in the morning.
Wow.
Yep, you win.
And
You had me at finger cut off.
yeah, well, he must have listened to my podcast, but you're not supposed to entirely do that whole thing where you put the fingers in and lose it.
So weird. So Saturday night, I'd had a couple of gins just sitting on the back deck. I've called my mum to just see how the day was, and I was going to see what she was doing on Sunday. And she goes, yeah, I just need to let you know your brother-in-law is in the QEH because his little finger has to be chopped off.
Oh.
I'm like,
So did you say Women's and Children's at the start of this whole story?
no,
And
but
thought it
I
was-
ended up at the Women's and Children's, so he's gone to the
So
QEH.
you went to the wrong one.
No.
right.
This
Okay.
is two different things on the one Saturday night.
wow.
Yeah.
Two hospitals.
A lot of
turns
hospitals going on.
Yeah.
My brother-in-law was helping his family move house, and
Yeah.
there was hydraulics on a truck of moving things where you're supposed to press a button that goes up and down and elevates the heavy lifting machinery.
Yep.
And the button was pressed too early, which crushed his little finger and pushed it back inside. So basically, they had two options. One of them, cut off the finger straight away and it
Yeah.
will be okay after a while. Or you
Well, it
can
won't
wait.
be because you won't have a little finger. but-
Exactly. Or wait for 6 weeks to see if blood goes back into it. The circulation, it's obviously not going to grow back, and it might have a chance. So he was like, no, just cut it off. So from the first knuckle, the little finger is gone. Saw him the next day at 10-pin bowling, which is a very awkward thing to say because I don't want to go, mate, how are you going to hold the bowling ball?
use that finger for that,
You do.
or-
You need it for balance.
Yeah.
If you want to put spin on the ball. So I'm not going to say he's locked up. I'm like, you're obviously not playing.
So he was using bumpers.
Yeah. So that happened, and then literally I've walked in to tell my wife, and then I've noticed that my daughter was pretty sick. Like she was 5 weeks old at this point. So when infants get a really, really runny nose, they can't breathe, obviously, and then they can't feed. So that's really scary. So I went quickly to the chemist, which was closing in 3 minutes. Like they were no help at all because they were about to close. Like they were
Yeah.
closing the till. They just wanted
It's
to get me
Saturday
out.
night.
Saturday
You know,
night.
they got Bacardi breezes on their minds.
That's
Exactly.
right.
They-
And all the gear in the back room that they've made during the day to have a great night.
You still have that prescription pad because let's go.
You got some of that Diet Coke out the back, you know what I'm saying? Here we go.
So basically, I got the little suction thing, which is disgusting. If you've got a kid, you know what I'm talking about. It's
Yeah.
a bulb that you put in their nose and you squeeze it, and it sucks the snot out.
I've got the actual battery operated one where
disgusting.
it's a vacuum thing. It's like the whole time, and it goes.
It's
It's like a
Yeah, I
Dyson.
use it on everything. Use my asshole, my nose. But no, it's really good for like kids with runny nose because it just takes the whole lot.
It does. But we thought she's not actually. There's a joke. We're just going to leave it. Right?
Let's go back. So what's the difference between jam and
She wasn't getting better, and I'm like, no, we need to take her to the Women's and Children's because you don't want to take any risks, especially at that
Yeah.
young age. Going into the
Especially like with stuff like that in your throat.
You need it now.
With babies being sick, because I didn't know this until Georgia came along and we went through this, is babies don't sweat. So if they get temperatures and stuff,
Yep.
their body just fucking
It's horrible.
cooks.
It's a really
They can't
scary
sweat
thing.
it out.
Hell, so they couldn't go in a sauna then.
No, you're not going to put an
you
infant
could
in a
put them in
sauna
there, but they
anyway,
wouldn't
though.
come out.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think that, I'll be honest with you. I've never once thought I'm going to put my daughter in a sauna.
What do you want to do tonight? It's a Saturday night. Let's get out and see my brother-in-law's finger.
Last night in 10, I took my baby to a sauna.
So we ended up at the Women's and Children's, and it's fucked. Like, I'm being polite when I say that. It is fucked only because of there's sick kids everywhere. You become really judgy, and you basically look around and you go, wait, my kid is more sick than yours. My kid should be seen first. And then they got her in straight away because of her age. And then you're in the emergency ward and you're looking around and you're going far out. we're so lucky that we're not there every week, every couple of days, because there are families that are like that with kids, and you have a moment where you feel selfish but grateful at the same time to go, thank goodness we've got a healthy kid who's on an operating table, so to speak. So she was fine in the end. We didn't leave till 3 a.m. At midnight, I turned to my wife and said, "Happy Valentine's Day." Because we're like in the hospital. But I mentioned like the weird things that the conversations that you eavesdrop, like. I saw it because it's the Women's and Children's Hospital. Even like 17-year-old kids go in there. I saw a kid being pushed in there who was strapped to a bed, and I overheard the paramedics say that he OD'd, on illicit drugs. And I'm thinking, far out. And the part that made me go far out was him saying, "Can I call my dad?" And I just imagine being the dad on the other end of that phone call, like how horrible that would be.
Can I just say, like, I understand he's 17, but do you really want to be having other younger kids witnessing that as well? Like, is that an opportunity to take him to an actual RAH or something?
Yeah,
like
well,
that?
the thing is, because they're still a kid because they're under 18.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's the rough thing.
The staff there are fantastic. It's really scary and stressful. I don't know why they didn't upgrade the Women's and Children's first. Like, because the Royal Adelaide is amazing, and I know that the Women's and Children's is probably next, but it's full on. So you get home and you go, hopefully we don't ever have to go back there again, because it's a bloody scary thing.
A handy tip for when you need to go to and pick a hospital to go to is that you look at the SA Health dashboard and it tells you how many people are in there at the moment.
Oh, yeah, the wait.
The wait time, how many people are waiting for beds, and then you choose your hospital.
Yeah, so should we lighten things up a bit? Because I've really taken it down. I've got a real tendency of doing that.
You know what? No, let's go. I'm going to sidetrack it here.
Please.
Still stay on the hospital thing.
Yeah.
This is a bit of a radio fail that I turned into a bit of production.
Great.
So the breakfast newsreader at the time at Nova was Hannah Ford.
Are you going to play the radio fail intro?
No, because this is not officially the one.
No, but
This
we can
is-
play a couple.
Yeah, but then I've got to find it.
No, I like that, because he was deflecting a little bit.
it was.
The honest
Really
truth is, can
forcing-
you guys just talk for a second, because I do have a real serious issue that I have to bring up with Matt Burgess very soon that I haven't briefed him on.
Have you ever been in a moment where you've gone to do something for someone and they've had the opportunity to tell you something about themselves which could, change the way you interact with them?
Kind of like what Andy said last week on the podcast.
Yeah, a little bit like that. So we had my dad's 60th birthday on the weekend.
Yeah, I saw that. Congratulations,
So-
your dad. I didn't imagine your dad to look like that, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't know how to take that, but anyway.
No, I imagine your dad kind of looking a bit like Les Burdett.
Well, he does a little bit.
He's more of a silver fox.
Yeah, he's more white in his hair.
Okay. Okay, keep going.
Anyway, so unfortunately, there was about 40 people that couldn't make it from
That
Melbourne.
was Andy's fake laugh, by the way.
Yeah, it was. Really was. It's what with your rapping last week.
Yeah.
It's a filler.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
So there was about 40 people couldn't make it from Melbourne, and because that was done so late, we didn't have time to change the catering. Yeah. So we had a mobile wood oven pizza guy rock up, and then by the end of it, he still had about 20 pizzas left.
Was it in a horse trailer? They're usually in a horse trailer.
it was in a normal trailer.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So there was about 20 pizzas left, and we had it down at Seawall Apartments. Okay. So
Where's that?
Foreshore, Glenelg. Yeah.
Okay.
So there's about 20 odd sort of townhouses.
If you look at all the Adelaide stuff, that's where they have their stuff.
Is that near where our old boss used to live?
Yeah, next door.
Next door, great.
Yeah, it's the one with all the weird marine stuff through it, like boats and shit. Isn't
Okay.
it? Like,
Yes.
and it's got starfish
yeah,
and
that's
stuff.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and they're all named like Captain's Quarters and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
so
sick.
And Crunch and
we had about 20 pizzas left over. And the apartment next to where the guy was cooking, there was a couple of ladies in there just having some wines, and there was a couple of platters.
Hello.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
Hello, Sharon.
I thought I'd be polite and do the right thing and say, "How you going? We've got a lot of pizza left over. Would you like some?"
Do this in front of your fiancée? Wife?
She was there, yeah.
Hey, ladies. You guys want some pizza or something?
I was
You know what
sober.
I'm saying?
I was sober. So, did the right thing. Would you like some pizza? They, "Oh, that's amazing. That'd be great. Thank you so much."
Yeah.
I said, "Cool. 2 secs. I'll go grab it and I'll come back." Went over, got some pizza, walked it back to them. I said, "Here we go. Here's your pizza. Here's a pepperoni and a meat lovers." And they looked at me and they went, "We're all vegan." Oh. Well, fucking sorry for trying.
They should have told you to start off with.
I would have thought so. Yeah.
Say, sorry, we can't do that. We're vegan.
That's right. Yeah.
So what did you respond?
I said, "All good. I'll eat them."
Yeah.
And I did.
Everyone's a winner. Everyone's a winner, baby.
Before you go into this radio fail,
Yeah, mate.
I think
Is that after your first or second pack of darts?
Oh, man, I don't know.
Did you
I'm-
drink
I'm-
a bottle of Clag on the way in?
really close. I had this really weird thing about this this virus that I got over. I went to the doctor on Monday to get all of this medication, and they're like, "Here's some antibiotics, which will make you feel better." Awesome. Take one tablet 3 times a day, and I wasn't really paying attention. Got in the car and took 3 tablets.
And then drove home.
I know. And I started freaking out, and I rang my mum. I said, "Mum, I think I've done this." I looked online. They're like, basically, it said online, "Don't do it because your body will become immune to what they're designed to do."
Oh, yeah,
and Mum's like on the phone. She's working at a nursing home, and she's like, "It's okay, mate. It's okay, Jared. Everything's going to be fine." She's like, "Apart from the fact you might shit yourself."
Yeah, your mum's awesome.
Yeah, so which is fine. I did, which is totally fine. So it's just a normal Monday for me. Sorry, Andy. Let's go to the radio fails.
Let's go back to radio fails.
Fails.
I love that. Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah. So, because it's coming out of the computer, I can't play 2 things at once. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, speaking of hospitals, there was a time when there was a story about, I think, the Royal Adelaide Hospital or something like that, or whatever. And Hannah Ford, who's now on Channel 10 as a reporter, she was the newsreader at the time. And whenever there was any stuff ups, I would grab it and then turn it into a song. Because between the hours of 8 and 9, I had a bit of free time in the mornings. Yeah. And that's where I became my creative.
I love this stuff.
So this is called Hostable, okay? Because that was the way that
kids
she
say
said. Yeah. Let's see. I haven't heard this news, and hopefully it's the thing I need.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Hostable. 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 The cost of having a stable.
Oh my God.
Private hostable. Private hostable. Hostable.
Anyway, so I think Will Sparks should play that at his next event.
You know what's really interesting about Hannah? Hannah now works for Channel 10. She was at Nova for a bit, as you said. One of the weirdest moments we ever had with Hannah was that she came into the studio once and said, "Guys, I want to show you something." And we thought that she was going to, tell a news story or say something pretty hard hitting because that's what journalists do.
Yeah.
And then she just did a cartwheel.
Oh, cool, Hannah. Let's go. I'll probably head off and do my show now.
Yeah, don't hurt yourself. You might end up in the hospital.
Speaking of Will Sparks, though, this morning, so I don't know about you, Jared, putting the kids to sleep if you play the music.
Yeah.
Like, you
or
know
just
how with
like
Rain
a
used to play like
chokehold.
heaps of hip hop and stuff
Yes.
when she was growing up?
Yeah.
Did you used to put her to sleep with a lot of that stuff?
Yeah, now it's more white noise and telling a story, which I have to make sound exciting, but it's basically the same story every night.
Spot goes to the shop.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, okay. So ever since we had Georgia, when Georgia was still being cooked inside Yaz, we went to a Rise Against concert, right?
Yeah. You bought a
And-
T-shirt.
Yeah, I did. Anyway, so after that, they had done an album. So they're what we call like an emo sort of punk,
Kind of, yeah.
Punk.
something like that.
Yeah.
And they came out with an acoustic album of all their stuff. So we started to play that at home. And when Georgia was born, she would froth over it and go straight to sleep. And we thought it might have been because while she was in the belly, we went to the concert.
Yeah.
She somehow knows the music or whatever. So we continue to play it. And now whenever the girls go to sleep, I always play either two Coco Melon fucking songs, which Jared will know all about, or one of these Rise Against songs. But this morning on the way into work, Yaz decided to chill out the kids with some Will Sparks and played Chemical Energy.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. And Millie, straight to sleep.
Oh, really? Well,
Yeah. How crazy is that?
that is, yes.
You notice that it's what they encounter early, and you think that won't translate.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you have music that you fell asleep to when you were younger?
Not really. Nowadays, I sometimes fall asleep listening to podcasts or talkback radio.
Yep.
Like just to have things. I have this weird thing where sometimes if I listen to talkback radio, my head starts drifting off to sleep.
Yeah.
And I visualize who's speaking
Right.
on the podcast or the radio.
Oh,
so
wow,
it becomes kind of like dictates the dream.
Yeah.
Which is pretty good. You messaged during the week with the radio fail, didn't you? You had
Yes.
something very
I
interesting
did.
with one of Adelaide's biggest radio personalities.
Yeah, Leon Biner. It's more so
Binky.
it's more so the caller. Yeah, if you can keep up with what she's saying, that'd be amazing because I've never been so lost in my life.
Really methed up, was it?
It could have been. And you'll notice she says something at the start and you'll agree with it.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
But let's talk to Kat. Hi, Kat.
Hi, Leon. I was umming and ahhing about ringing up because...
Probably shouldn't have.
Anyway, about this renaming or, losing the names of mum and dad. See, one of the big problems that we've got, and I'm just going to say this, is transgenderism. So you've got people who are women becoming men, but they're keeping their reproductive organs. They're losing their breasts. They're keeping their reproductive organs. You've got people who are men becoming women, gaining breasts, keeping their reproductive organs. And then, there's couples who are a man who's become a woman who's become a man, and the so-called new man is pregnant to the man who's become a woman has got his partner who was a woman and now man pregnant.
I'm going to pause it there.
That's where it
and
ends,
you wonder why Facebook have pulled out of Australia.
You know what I can imagine Leon Biner
Did you
doing?
keep up with that?
No idea.
No, I know what she's getting at, and you heard his breathing.
Yeah, I heard the breathing.
Fuck's sake!
So he would have turned
Tammy,
his mic off and put his hand away and gone, Tammy!
Yeah,
Who the fuck put this through?
yeah, obviously a bit deeper.
Yeah, I'm going to put you through to the ombudsman of people who don't make sense.
Yeah,
But
right.
I was driving and I got so lost. I eventually just zoned out.
But you can tell Tammy, his producer for 20 or 30 years,
Yeah.
was away. And someone else, because that
Got through.
shit should never get through.
Or he didn't have any callers in the morning and they needed
Yeah.
to get someone on just to fill some space.
Yeah, or the studio's shut down. Zeta, which
Yeah.
is the on-air system, is probably fucked up,
Yeah.
and he needs to fill it with a caller, and he just grabbed the first one he saw coming through.
I just love how she said, I was umming and ahhing about
Yeah,
phoning.
shouldn't have.
you probably should
never call
if you have
again.
to question it, it generally means that you don't do it.
She's
Yeah.
banned. I thought while listening to 5AA over the weekend, I was driving home from the basketball and guys, remember how I played Radio Fails? I think it was when we were doing our live Facebook Live when someone that I knew and was quite close to would message into Andrew Reimer saying most people have watches by now.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna
Narrowed Moush.
I'm gonna set myself a challenge.
Yeah.
Over the next few weeks, I'm going to send the exact same messages word for word and see if he reads them out again and
know
see
he will.
how his response
He
changes.
needs the content.
Well, it's quite funny because I heard him, this Andrew Reimer guy who fills in, right? And I've never really met him before, but he's got into a bit of trouble just for some,
I've done some stuff with him. He's a nice enough guy.
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
someone messaged in and called in and said, mate, you should be on permanently Monday to Friday. And how do you respond to that normally? Like, do you go, it's up
Yeah,
to
you're
the
right, I
bosses?
should
or,
be.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, I'm glad you said that because he said, well, I'm glad you said that because, I've been having meetings with the bosses and Matthew Pantelis, who is doing
Oh
Monday
my
to Friday
God,
now, has been doing a pretty good job. But you know what? The ratings, especially on a Sunday night, are really good this year. The difficult thing is no ratings have come out yet this year.
He said that on air.
It was
That's like a footy player going into the coach and saying, I've been playing really well lately.
I know.
Make me captain.
Yeah, but then also going into a media conference
Yep.
and saying that you said that to the coach and what the coach said to you regarding it as well.
Yeah, so radio's sounding pretty good at the moment. There's a person who works on radio that I think we now need to develop a segment. We gave them a tip of the hat. Anything we talk about here on Pressbox app as well, it is a tip of the hat because we've been doing stuff with the boys. We wanted to know if they wanted to join Ozcast at the end of the year, and now they've joined the Inner Sanctum, which is totally fine. So Jace...
Still waiting for an email back there, boys.
Yeah, Sean Kemp hasn't been on the podcast for a little bit, and neither has Dustin Fletcher. So
what do you mean? It's just been solo?
Well, it's been Sam Tugg, Romantic Tugg, very well, and he was joined by Hutto again this week, and then Lee Blower Gasket Gaskin, who was formerly on AFL Media and now does some stuff for News Corp with the basketball. So they've got obviously good, researched journos on there talking sport. I haven't got a call up to fill in on. I would fill in. If Sam Tugg was said, mate, come and fill in on the Pressbox app, I'd be serious, Jared, there.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, they would get they don't need entertainment.
Well, I mean, I didn't get a call, but that's totally fine. Doesn't matter. But one thing I have noticed, boys, is that Sam Tugwell, the man that we love, every podcast he accidentally says something sexy, right? So a couple of weeks ago, he was talking about everyone being up and aroused. He also just mentions these really little innuendo things. KG said, I'm a romantic tugger. So something sexual happens all the time. So we decided to make something special that we will do every episode now. And this is what it's called.
Sexy Sam.
Dun. Did it live, guys.
Yep.
So here is the most recent version of Sexy Sam.
I want to get jabbed.
Sexy Sam.
Thoughts?
Yeah, he's probably just saying what we're all thinking.
What are we thinking?
Oh, we want to get jabbed.
There's the grab for next week's intro from you.
Yeah.
Hey, all right. We got heaps more to get through, and we're running out of time, which is bloody amazing. Let's go into our mailbox, please, because we put something on social media, and this will lead us into a bit of a social media chat as well. If you know what's going on with Facebook, so open the mailbox, Andy.
You've got mail.
Beautiful. That's just, I keep waiting for it to go longer, and it just doesn't.
Me too. It just cuts off.
So we've
What
got
about the intro?
Yeah, the intro's cut, guys.
Yeah, it's cut. Yeah. Okay, so we got a couple of questions sent into the Instagram, which is always good, always exciting. Now, like last week, we're not going to tell you who they're from.
Okay.
Maybe.
No, we should.
Okay. So the first one.
Let's have a teammate beforehand, eh, guys?
Yeah.
We did. You were late.
Yeah, we went for 40 minutes.
I feel like this first one's very relevant to Jared, so we'll let him answer this one. Tell us a story about your most awkward fart.
Oh, I think I saw this one last night. Oh, wait, did my wife send this in?
Yes.
Yeah. So we both had an awkward fart moment, and I remember it like it was yesterday, and it wasn't yesterday, but a lot happened on this day. This was back, I think, on the 16th of December, 2016, I would say.
Pretty accurate. Yeah, what time?
It's very accurate, because what happened was I was filling in for summer breakfast at Nova, and I was filling in with Amelia Mulcahy from Channel 7, and she works on 5AA. She's an absolute legend. And this is the first time I'd really met Amelia, but that morning I woke up with gastro, and it was horrific. So this was about 5 a.m. in the Nova building, and I was on the toilet when I got a message from Amelia saying, can you please let me in? And I had to call her while I was on the toilet saying, I don't think I can because I'm not feeling well and I'm on the toilet. Now that could have gone either way. Remember how you mentioned earlier when you say something, it could change people's perspective. Amelia said, word for word, which is why I love her so much. She said, what, do you have spitty bum? You got spitty bum? Which was brilliant. So that was the first time I met her. So I had to get through the breakfast show, then go home. Now, I'm not sure if you boys remember the Sydney Siege at the Lint Cafe.
Yep.
This was the same day this happened. So I went home and was in bed with my wife. She also had gastro, and we were watching the Sydney Siege on the iPad.
Right.
So during that time, when you have gastro, you know that you have really nervous and pretty much emergency farts. You just don't know which way they're going to go.
So technically, it was a day of chocolate badness.
Pretty much, because of Lint Cafe and what you're talking about. No, I get it. So every time that we were going to pass wind, it's basically Captain Planet, because we weren't passing wind, we were passing water.
You know what my favourite one was? And I don't know if this is awkward, it's just hilarious, is whenever you would pre-record an out for a phone call or whatever, and I'd be in the studio with you, and I'd try to sneak a fart in his breath, so that in the background of the talk break, when it goes to air, you hear this like,
it's the best.
But it was only us that could really hear it.
It was amazing.
We listened back to it. It's the greatest thing ever. We did it a few times.
Yeah, we did it probably more times than we didn't. So I do remember being in bed watching the Sydney Siege, and I'm like, I just need to try and fart. And I tried to fart in bed, and it didn't work. And it turned into water in bed on that day. So I had to go to the bathroom then.
Right.
And then that night, I had to host Adelaide United's FFA Cup final, the very first one. And every time that I lifted my voice, every time I lifted my voice, I was nervous that I was going to shit myself. Yep. Anyway, so good question, Gabby.
So here's another question just off the back of that. Why did she say on Facebook last night that you've been cancelled?
We can get to
we'll
that.
get to that.
we'll get to
I
that.
only
Alright.
found that out just before.
Because I looked at it and I was like, fuck, she's listened to the last episode.
Yeah.
We are done.
No.
All right.
And on the show this week, just Andy and I.
What else you got?
There's another one here. Should your father-in-law be allowed to drink all your beer?
Oh, yeah, I sent that.
Yeah. I couldn't wait for that because there's obviously a story to it.
Yeah.
The
This is
in-laws
abroad.
were over this week, and my father-in-law's like, "Oh, you wouldn't mind if I had a beer, would I?" And I'm like, "No, I don't mind." And then it turns out he had about 3 every night, so I've got no beer left in the fridge. However, it turns out I win because half the beer was off, so he was drinking all of my off beer. Like the use-by date was back in 2020.
So what happens to beer if it's out of date?
I'm not sure. I think it's like
vintage.
a best before thing. But is that something that with family you just expect they're going to do that?
Well, I get what? Drink the beer,
Yeah.
or you mean the use by date?
Drink the beer.
All families got to use by date.
yeah, boy. Well, that's why you have a secret fridge, buddy.
Okay, very nice. What do you think?
I think he should have had a couple of yours and then provided his own.
Yeah, see, I like that one.
Well, being a father-in-law, you'd think that he'd just roll up with like your basic,
Cooper's Pale Ale.
not even that. Like really bring it back to a West,
Geelong
some
Draft.
sort of.
And they had my sparkling ale, which I don't
CB.
really drink Cooper's Sparkling Ale, unless they sponsor the show, which I drink it all the time. Okay, so that's a good one. I've got one on Twitter. How do you follow us on the socials anyway?
At Best Team Men on both platforms, Instagram and
Twitter and maybe Facebook, which
Yeah, we're
we'll
not
get
sure.
to.
Yeah.
This is from Josh Miller, Milltrain. He's the Sparky guy.
Yep.
Everyone in their peak physical condition, who wins in a 100-metre sprint?
Jared.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Stu
Jared.
Backer says Matt Jared, and then you can see daylight, then Andy.
How dare he? How dare I used to do Orange Theory, man.
Yeah, that's cheap.
On the-
You did too, yeah.
Did very well.
I did it on the bike.
This one's a good one. You three are stuck on a deserted island. Who survives the longest, and why isn't it Andy? Great question, Yaz. No, it wasn't Yaz. But that was a question.
Okay.
So we're stuck on a deserted island. Who would survive the longest?
I reckon. I think Andy would last the longest.
He's pretty resourceful, isn't he?
Yes.
Kill you both.
There is that.
There you go,
But
yeah.
you are the most resourceful
Yeah.
out of us three.
Yeah.
You reckon?
Yeah, definitely. You would find a way to make things work.
Yeah, no, fair call. Yeah.
What would your main objective be on a deserted island?
To live.
No, okay, so let me rephrase that. How would you go about it? What would be your method?
Remember everything I saw watching Castaway and Lost.
Okay, so you'd have a volleyball.
If there was one.
Yeah.
I'd go through Captain Planet, just the list.
Yep. What do you mean?
I need wind.
What, you're going to just put the rubbish in the bin?
No,
Yeah.
you need heat, shelter,
Yep.
food.
Oh, there's no special power. Earth,
Heart.
wind, shelter.
Earth, wind, sharks. Jared Gastro again.
Yeah, you are definitely the most resourceful, Andy. Maddie, what would your? I think surviving would be the first thing,
Oh,
but
of
also
course.
finding fresh water. Fresh water
Fresh
would be
water?
a big one. Yeah.
Yep, okay.
You?
Look, to be honest, I'd probably just relax.
Until you die.
Yeah.
I reckon I'd probably just do a Bear Grylls and drink my own piss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. But you've done that before, haven't you?
Yeah.
We actually had it back on the
Last
radio
Saturday
days
night.
when radio was different. Fitzy, Claire, and Jules,
Yeah.
I think it was,
Fitz.
fermented their own pee and drank it.
With
Right.
SodaStream. It was
Fitz
Fitzwiz, Jules Juice, and
I don't know.
what are the others?
I don't know. Just leave.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No, that's what they were called. And they sat in a bottle in the station for like
Right.
years.
Okay, interesting.
It's disgusting. So you could get in touch with us via Facebook. So Facebook had this big thing during the week where Mark Zuckerberg said, you know what, you can't get your news from Facebook anymore. It's affected lots of businesses as well. So it's basically just gone bang and everything's gone from Facebook, including my page. Like my Jared Walsh page is gone. So that's why my wife wrote on hers last night have been cancelled. So I don't know how to get it back.
Okay.
But
Sorry,
popular
I did-
Adelaide pages are gone.
My first thoughts was that she listened to the last episode.
No, that's fine. She doesn't listen, mate. No chance. She says she listens, but no. She says she does a lot of things.
We'll get into that next week.
Yeah, we'll get into that next week. So it's a bit of a weird one. It's funny. Like I like to listen to people with lots of different opinions about this whole Facebook thing, where heaps of journos are freaking out that Facebook shut down now and regulating things, but they were the same ones that were saying, wait, Facebook should regulate things when Donald Trump was going on his rants.
Yeah.
Facebook's being a little bit hypocritical, but Also, I read someone saying, what if you think that Facebook is your main source of generating income and generating an audience, then you're not trying to diversify what you're doing. So you can't just rely on Facebook.
Me personally, I think that Facebook should be standing up for itself because I'm sorry, but the day they announced that this was happening yesterday was the same day that news.com.au did a multi-million-dollar deal with Google.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's off the back of what you said, what's happened here is basically the government's changed the way that they want to do things because the big media who control the government in backdoor meetings and all that sort of stuff. They're not making the money they used to make because they haven't diversified hard enough and they haven't found out what the best way to go is. And whatever they have done, it's already been done by the bigger players like your Facebooks and your Twitters and stuff.
Yep.
And they want the money. And they don't, like, if you turn around to news.com.au and you said to them, okay, if you want to be on my platform, you have to pay me. Are they going to do that? No,
not at all.
So, like, I don't know why they don't deserve this money. They use the $50 million they make in the year to pay their journos money.
Yeah, exactly.
And there you go, guys.
Yeah,
instead of taking the profits and putting it in another business overseas.
One page which definitely has not been taken away, which I wanted to raise with you, Maddie, to say, can you please stop messaging me to ask to join the South Australian Schnitzel Appreciation Group?
Yeah, I saw that the other day.
Because you posted something and then
What
Matt
a group.
Burgess invited you to join this group. Is this you?
No, it's not my page, no.
Why would I join that?
Oh, it's great viewing.
Is that because
Is
it's
it though?
also been hacked by a pack?
Well, talk us through it, mate.
No,
because
it's
I'm not going to join the group unless you sell it to us.
Well, it's just a platform for people to share their experiences with chicken schnitzels throughout the state. And to be honest,
Okay, say that again and listen to what you're saying.
It's a really awesome place for people to post their chicken schnitzels and that.
I like how you made your hand into a what do you call it? What are the
Shuckers.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm definitely not going to join. I'm not a huge schnitzel fan. Like, whenever I have a palmy with no cheese.
Well, I mean, how hard do you go on Facebook these days? Like, do you use a lot for groups and stuff?
Not really.
I don't know many people that really do.
You're a big group guy, aren't you?
Yeah, I like groups.
AFL memes and stuff.
No, I don't really get around them.
But I think our group here at Best Team Men needs someone like you because you bring this content, which is great. And also, our Best Team Men is obviously not a news source because our Facebook page is fine.
Still there.
Yeah, Ozcast is fine.
Yeah, awesome.
Also, Ozcast is .com. It's not even, they wouldn't even know it's in Australia apart from Oz.
Right. Yep.
Keep an eye on that. Keep following us on the socials. Boys, I reckon we should get into the game we introduced last week, which is to test Matt and Andy. It is our Back to the Future game. Let's go.
Marty!
All right, boys.
Yes, Doc.
What?
When you listen back, you realise.
So here we go, guys. This here is a quiz dating things back to the future because we're in our mid to late 30s and it's always good for a little bit of nostalgia. Nostalgia is back in the world with Cobra Kai. The trailer for Mortal Kombat was released this week, filmed in Adelaide. People love looking back on things.
Mighty Ducks series.
Mighty Ducks is coming out. Awesome. So it is 10 questions. Your name is your buzzer. Test your buzzers, please.
Andy.
Matt.
Who won last week? That was you,
That was
Andy.
Andy.
wasn't it?
Yeah, you got it on the last one, I reckon.
Yeah, the old Mitsubishi Triton, everybody.
Andy is leading 1-0. Good luck. There are 10 questions. Question 1. Which AFL team won the 2005 AFL Grand Final? Matt.
Sydney Swans.
Sydney Swans is correct.
What's football?
Question 2. Name a character from the TV show Full House.
Andy.
Matt.
Becky.
Becky is a good one.
That
Yes.
was a good one, yeah.
Yep,
It's
that's
the one
a,
everyone
that's
used
a
to-
random one.
I had a crush on her, I reckon.
What?
Yeah.
Her name, which one was Becky?
That was
Becky
John
was-
Stamos' wife.
No.
Yes,
Becky,
it was.
No, Becky was the neighbour.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
Look it up, guys. Look it
Yeah.
up. We want an
Nah,
answer here.
I'm telling you. No, her name was...
Becky.
Wasn't Becky the annoying one that
Yes,
would come
the
in?
annoying neighbour.
No.
You're gross.
It's going to be great. This is going to be awesome.
I had a real good crush on her. No, it wasn't. It was her. Yeah, I was right.
Who am I thinking of?
The blonde one with the...
Yeah.
Kimmy.
Kimmy.
Give me another point.
Yeah. Good on you, Matty.
Really excited.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, she's great.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah, but she's in
jail
prison
now.
Yeah. No, didn't she
she's
get out of that?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, she
Really?
ordered the
Fraud,
US
wasn't
college
it?
system.
Yeah.
But that's totally fine. Question 3. What is the doc's name in Back to the Future?
Andy.
Andy.
Doc.
Matt.
Oh, you're close.
Matt.
Yeah?
Dr. Emmett Brown.
God damn it.
Yeah, Matt's got 3 there. Okay, question 4. What's the full title of Terminator 2?
Matt. Terminator 2 Judgment Day.
Wow, he's 4 from 4. Question 5. Happy Gilmore celebrated its 25th anniversary during the week. Name another Adam Sandler movie.
Matt. Grown Ups.
Andy, can you just test your buzzer, please? Question 6. What's the rat's name in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Matt. Splinter.
He's 6 from 6.
I can't lose.
Question 7. Name a character from the Mighty Ducks.
Matt.
Yep.
Gordon Bombay.
Oh, my gosh. Question 8. What is Will Smith's cousin's name in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
Matt.
Yep.
Carlton.
Matt has not seen any of these questions, I promise you.
No, I swear to God.
Andy, are you trying now? Just say it.
Just fucking gave up.
Question 9. What Nintendo console was released after the Super Nintendo?
Come on, Matty. You can do it.
Matt. 64.
Oh, my gosh. This is a 10 out of 10. Come on.
I mean, can I win?
Question 10. All right, question 10.
Yes.
Andy, this is worth 10 points.
All right.
Finish this song lyric. If you're horny, let's do it. Matt?
Come ride at my pony.
I'm going to have to go to the adjudicator here.
Oh, that's right, because you don't have the answers.
No. Okay, come ride it, my pony.
Come ride on my pony.
Andy, do you have a suggestion as well?
What is Matt locked in?
If you're horny, let's do it. Come ride it, my pony. Andy.
Come ride it on my pony. Come on my pony. Come pony. Capone.
Al Capone.
Al Capone.
The correct answer is if you're horny, let's do it. Ride it, my pony.
Fuck.
That's all right. Matt's 9 out of 10. Andy just wanted to say come pony, and congratulations, Matty. Well done.
Oh, wow. Normally I'm shit at that sort of stuff because I think too much and I get,
No, you're on fire
Right.
today.
That's brilliant for you, mate. Well done.
Thank you.
Absolutely outstanding. Have we got anything else to talk about? Any merchandise that you want to push, Andy? There's a fair bit going on.
No, let's
New merch. Yes, we have got brand new merch.
The limited edition party is still on for retail price.
Perfect. Do you know what's funny? Every time I see Con, he's wearing another different
I know,
T-shirt.
he loves a good rotate.
Yeah.
He loves it. I'm Lyndon one is still available. I heard Lyndon working for Ben and Liam on Nova the other day. They gave him a thank you at the end, and I think they said, well done to Lenton.
I'm Lenton. No, is that for Easter?
Oh, yes.
We're not going to give up anything over Easter. Boys, this has been great.
Awesome.
Follow us on the socials. It's been a big episode, almost 50 minutes. I'm going to have a parking ticket, but I don't care because I'm here with my besties.
Oh, that's great.
We've got some more announcements next week. We're going to catch up with Shifty Lizard. Lots more. Shout out to everybody for listening. So sweaty. Do you guys like the hot or the cold weather better?
Cold.
I think I'll
See, there's a lot you can do. There's a lot you can do to
It
get
doesn't
warm.
matter because
All right.
Con's going to jump in now.
See ya.
See you next week. Cold.
Brought to you by the Brighton Trophy Center. Cups, trophy, badges, medals. Yeah, we do it better. Best team, man. DTC, BTM, BTS. Yeah. Best team, man. Oh, yeah. Sweet.
Oscast.
Hi, Jeremy Cordeaux in the Court of Public Opinion. I'm just on air here to let you know that we'll be live streaming the Court of Public Opinion every Friday between 9 o'clock and 12 on jeremycordeaux.com. Please join us. We'd love to have you.